Hey everyone, welcome back to Manga Minute. I'm thrilled to share my latest recap video with you. If you missed the previous one, no worries, just take a quick peek in the description below for the link. Now, let's dive right in and enjoy.
The sight of the approaching group of 70 refugees weighed heavily on his mind. His heart was filled with a mixture of compassion and trepidation. The village, having grown to 97 villagers already, was thriving, but the responsibility of leading such a community was daunting. The realization that his decisions could jeopardize the safety and well-being of everyone in the village began to gnaw at him. Berlit, sensing Luke's inner turmoil, approached with concern etched on his face. Seelen, ever pragmatic, voiced the logistical concerns. The village was at capacity, and accepting more people could strain their resources to the breaking point. She reminded Luke that not all refugees would be as cooperative as the groups they had taken in before. Luke's gift had its limits, and he couldn't bear the burden of every decision alone. Luke felt the weight of their words but also the heavy burden of his ideals. Turning people away went against his very nature, but the risks were undeniable. Berlit and Danga offered their support, ready to take on the challenge of assessing the newcomers themselves. They wanted Luke to know that he wasn't alone in this. They were a community, and they faced challenges together. Milia stood by Luke, offering her unwavering support. Her presence reassured him, but the decision still loomed large. Luke knew that turning the refugees away might lead to regret and a haunting sense of having failed to help those in desperate need. On the other hand, accepting them could bring unforeseen dangers and strain the village's resources to the brink. Ultimately, Luke's compassion won out. He couldn't turn his back on people in need, even if it meant taking a significant risk. He resolved to welcome the new group, hoping that the unity and strength of their growing community would carry them through any challenges. Berlit, Danga, and Seelen prepared to meet the approaching group, ready to assess and manage the situation. They knew the risks, but their trust in Luke and their commitment to the village gave them the courage to face whatever came their way. With Milia's assurance, Luke felt a renewed sense of determination. He knew the road ahead would be difficult, but he also knew that with the support of his villagers, they could overcome any obstacle together. With the arrival of the Leon caravan, Luke's village population surged to over 100, propelling the village to level 4. The level up brought with it 1,000 village points, expanded space, more facility options, and a new skill called Facility Upgrade. The expanded area allowed Luke to rearrange existing facilities using his Move Facility skill and add new row houses and wells to accommodate the growing community. Luke stood amidst the bustling village, pondering the rapid expansion. Each level up had significantly increased the land area, and he wondered just how large the village could become. Amidst the new facility options was the ability to build a church, a place of worship that could potentially bestow blessings on those with strong faith. While it usually took years of prayer to receive such blessings, Luke decided it was better to have a church than not. He spent 150 village points to construct the new building. As the church materialized, Luke reflected on the past, recalling the days when he and Raul received their gifts. Milia, noticing the new structure, felt a powerful, familiar sensation within the church. It was as if something was guiding her, and she was filled with hope and determination. The church's arrival brought joy to Milia, who believed it was her chance to help Luke by receiving her gift. Her resolve was unwavering as she vowed to pray from dusk till dawn, dedicating herself to the task. Since then, she had secluded herself in the church, praying diligently. Meanwhile, Luke explored his new facility upgrade skill. He experimented with improving the storehouse, which offered options to add storage space, enhance storage quality, and increase security. He applied similar upgrades to the fields, aiming to boost the harvest and reduce the growth period, thereby saving village space. He also replaced plaster walls with sturdy stone ones and upgraded a small house to a medium one, enhancing the village's infrastructure. Days passed, and Milia remained committed to her prayers in the church. Luke, observing her dedication, began to worry if it was too much for her to handle alone. He admired her resolve but couldn't shake the feeling that her efforts might be taking a toll on her well-being. Seeing Luke at the entrance of the church, Milia ran toward him with a radiant expression. She couldn't contain her excitement, her voice filled with joy as she exclaimed, "Master Luke, I got it. I got the oracle gift. I can't believe I was able to receive a gift without a priest. It's all thanks to your church, Master Luke." Luke, sharing in her excitement, responded with genuine happiness. "That's amazing, Milia." His eyes sparkled with pride and relief. Gathered in front of the newly built church, the villagers listened intently as Luke addressed them with an air of importance. He stood tall, the morning sun casting a warm glow over the scene. Luke's voice carried a sense of discovery and revelation as he spoke. Barlat, a simple farmer known for his humility, stood among the villagers with a look of disbelief etched on his face. His brow furrowed as he tried to process the idea that he, from a lineage of farmers, could possess something as extraordinary as a gift. Milia, now adorned with the oracle gift herself, stepped forward gracefully. Her presence was serene yet filled with purpose as she approached Barlat. With a gentle touch and a few whispered words, she bestowed upon him the gift of swordsmanship. Barlat's reaction was palpable. A surge of energy coursed through him, leaving him momentarily stunned by the newfound sensation. The villagers surrounding them exchanged murmurs of astonishment and curiosity, their expressions reflecting a mix of wonder and eagerness. The news of Barlat's gift spread quickly among the villagers, igniting a wave of speculation and excitement. Conversations buzzed with ideas and possibilities, from crafting wooden practice swords to discussions about Barlat's future role in the village. The atmosphere around the church was charged with a sense of newfound hope and intrigue. For the villagers, witnessing the unexpected bestowal of a gift brought a renewed sense of possibility and wonderment about what the future might hold for each of them. Witnessing the unfolding events in the village square, Luke felt a swell of pride mixed with a hint of wonder. Barlat, a humble farmer now holding a sword with a newfound determination, epitomized the spirit of their community. Ordinary individuals discovering extraordinary potentials. Encouraged by Barlat's experience, a wave of villagers eagerly stepped forward, each hoping to uncover their own unique gift. Milia, now practiced in the art of bestowing blessings, moved gracefully among them. With each touch and whispered invocation, she revealed the hidden talents within their neighbors. The atmosphere crackled with excitement and surprise as each villager discovered their gift. Carmel, known for her curiosity, now possessed the gift of maze explorer. Marilyn, skilled in herb lore, embraced the gift of apothecary. Tayer, whose hands were calloused from tending the fields, found himself blessed with master farmer. Toddle, a quiet thinker, unlocked the gift of wordsmith. Others, too, received their gifts with awe and gratitude. Lando, known for his agility, gained spearmanship. Glyn, with her affinity for plants, marveled at Voridus magic. Gart, known for his strength, now wielded Herculean strength. Purin, always quick-witted, mastered swordsmanship. Saya, vigilant and watchful, embraced danger sense. Chit, known for her keen senses, enhanced her olfaction. Mira, resilient in the face of adversity, gained poison resistance. Noel, whose loyalty was unmatched, acquired holy shieldsmanship. Among the villagers, 17 individuals, including 4 children, were identified as potential gift-bearers. Luke, mindful of their well-being, ensured that only mature adults received their gifts to prevent strain on their bodies. As the day unfolded, the village buzzed with newfound possibilities. Each gift promised to enhance their community, improving food production, fortifying defenses, and fostering a sense of security among their growing population. Standing amidst the villagers, Luke felt a renewed sense of purpose. The path ahead was filled with challenges, but with each villager discovering their gift, he knew their community was stronger and more resilient than ever before. As the villagers immersed themselves in training with their newfound gifts, the atmosphere in Luke's village buzzed with energy and determination. Berlit, observing Barlat and Purin's dedication to mastering swordsmanship, couldn't help but admire their rapid progress. They were proof that even without prior experience, dedication and the right guidance could lead to remarkable skill. Luke, standing alongside Berlit, nodded in agreement as he watched Barlat and Purin's swordplay improve. Despite their unfamiliarity with swords, their commitment to training was evident, a testament to their newfound abilities. Reflecting on Berlit's wish for a gift, Luke couldn't deny the allure and power that gifts bestowed upon their bearers. He recalled his father's longing for him and Raoul to receive the holy swordsmanship, understanding now the significance his father had placed on such abilities. Meanwhile, Celine, always practical and encouraging, praised the villagers' progress in their training. Her recognition of their improvements was met with eager responses from Barlat and Purin, who eagerly accepted her guidance and mentorship. Luke couldn't help but be amused when Barlat and Purin addressed Celine as teacher, despite their closeness in age. Berlit chuckled at Luke's surprise, pointing out that Celine's strength and leadership qualities were evident, making her role as village teacher just as admirable as Luke's own. Observing his growing village, Luke pondered the demographics, noting that the ratio of women to men was roughly 2-to-1. Most women over the age of 20 were married, but many of their husbands had been forcibly conscripted. Despite these hardships, the sight of the village women smiling brought him a deep sense of satisfaction and pride as their leader. His reflective moment was abruptly interrupted by a call from the watchtower. The lookout reported more refugees approaching, about 10 of them. Luke's brow furrowed with concern at the prospect of new arrivals, worried they might bring more trouble with them. Quickly, Luke made his way to the village gate. As he approached, he saw the group coming closer. They appeared exhausted and frightened, Their clothes were tattered and faces etched with weariness from their journey. The sight of these new refugees, vulnerable and seeking sanctuary, stirred a mix of empathy and caution within him. Luke listened to the refugees recount their terrifying ordeal. A heavy weight settled in his chest. Their faces bore the unmistakable marks of fear and trauma, their words painting a vivid picture of their desperate flight from ruthless thieves. Desperate for clarity amidst the chaos, Luke leaned forward urgently, his voice tinged with concern. He needed to understand the full scope of the danger now potentially lurking on their doorstep. One of the refugees, his voice trembling with residual fear, recounted the harrowing attack. It was a tale of brutality and survival, where some had paid the ultimate price for resisting, and others had been taken away, their fate uncertain. Luke's expression darkened as he absorbed the gravity of their words. The villagers had sought refuge in this isolated sanctuary, only to be haunted by the threat of violence from their past. It was a stark reminder of the fragile peace they had forged in their community. Suddenly, Seelan's urgent interjection cut through the tension, her words carrying a weight of their own. She emphasized the broader implications of the refugees' plight, hinting at a shared fate that now bound them all together. Perplexed by Seelan's cryptic warning, Luke sought clarification, his mind racing to grasp the full extent of the looming danger. The trembling refugee, overcome with dread, continued with a stark admission. They had fled in fear, but their desperate flight could inadvertently lead danger straight to their newfound sanctuary. Luke's eyes widened in realization and concern. The implications were clear and dire. Their village was now at risk of an imminent threat from ruthless thieves bent on pursuit. The safety and security of everyone under his care hung in the balance, demanding swift and decisive action to protect their fragile haven from external threats. Bar, a member gang of thieves. His main job is to abduct refugees and sell them to slave traders. Thanks to one of the recent wars, refugee numbers are up, and the business is booming. At least it's supposed to be. Some of the goods ran away, cause of a little slip-up he made, so he came all the way out here to bring them back. Traversing the barren landscape, Bar stumbled upon an unexpected sight. A village nestled in the middle of nowhere. Confusion clouded his features as he squinted to get a better look. He couldn't recall any village existing in this desolate area. As he observed more closely, realization dawned on him. The village seemed populated solely by women and children. Could this be a refugee village? He thought. A sinister grin spread across his face as he considered the implications. If it was indeed a refugee settlement, taking it down would be an effortless task. Excitement bubbled within him at the prospect of redeeming himself. The thought of the praise and potential promotion from his boss for this discovery filled him with anticipation. Eager to share his find, Bar quickly sent a telepathic message to his comrade, Satin. As the telepathic link crackled to life, Bar felt a surge of eagerness. "I've found them," he thought, but something more piqued his interest. The village represented an opportunity far beyond his initial mission. He envisioned the commendations and the rise in rank that could follow this success. This was his chance to make up for past mistakes and prove his worth. Calculating his next move with a malicious grin, Bar contemplated. How unfortunate. So many lives about to be ruined, and they'll have no one to blame but themselves. Luke, caught in a moment of unease, scanned the surroundings with furrowed brows. A sense of foreboding gripped him as he felt something amiss, a nagging intuition that pricked at his consciousness. Suddenly, an alert notification materialized before him, drawing his immediate attention. With a quick read, his eyes widened in realization. An intruder had breached the perimeter of the village. Luke's thoughts raced, connecting the dots to the recent encounter with the terrified refugees who had hinted at a pursuing threat. Beside him, Seelan, ever observant and curious about Luke's unique abilities, watched intently. She knew that his gift often provided insights beyond ordinary perception, offering vital information crucial for safeguarding the village. Luke confirmed his suspicions aloud, his voice tinged with concern. It seemed likely that the solitary intruder was scouting the area, perhaps assessing vulnerabilities in the newly established settlement. Out in the expansive fields, Luke and Seelan stood vigilant, their eyes scanning the shadows for any sign of movement. Despite their efforts, the intruder remained elusive, adeptly masking their presence. Seelan, surprised by the intruder's skill at concealment, couldn't help but express her concern for Luke's safety. She urged him to maintain a safe distance, wary of the unknown threat lurking somewhere in the darkness. Luke, however, relied on his gift's guidance, a tool that allowed him to pinpoint the intruder's exact location on his map. Confidently, he gestured towards a specific spot, indicating where the hidden threat lay. Startled by Luke's discovery, Bar, the intruder, cursed inwardly. He had underestimated the villagers, assuming them to be an easy target. Peering at Luke and Seelan, both much younger than he expected, Bar scoffed at the situation. Disregarding caution, Bar launched himself towards the duo, intending to confront them directly. His overconfidence was short-lived, however, as an unforeseen force abruptly seized control of his body, freezing him in place mid-stride. Caught in the grip of an unknown power, Bar's mind raced with confusion and frustration. The unexpected turn of events left him powerless and vulnerable, a stark contrast to his initial boldness. Awakening abruptly in an unfamiliar cell, Bar's senses were immediately assaulted by confusion and disorientation. The cold, dimly lit room provided little comfort as he struggled to piece together his surroundings. The urgency of a telepathic message pierced through his thoughts, demanding his immediate attention. It was a voice familiar yet distant, calling out for him urgently, seeking confirmation of his presence. Glancing around, Bar took stock of his predicament. The realization of being imprisoned sank in, raising questions about the village he had attempted to infiltrate. His mind raced with concerns about his own safety and the implications of his capture. Moments later, Seelan's voice cut through the silence, her tone measured but firm. She acknowledged his awakening with a hint of caution, observing his reactions closely. Confronted with direct questions about his intentions and affiliation, Bar weighed his responses carefully. His instinct to withhold information warred with the pressure to cooperate under scrutiny. The persistent telepathic message added to his unease, its urgency pushing him to break his silence. Yet, cautious not to reveal too much, Bar chose his words carefully, offering a fragmented truth that obscured his true intentions. Even as he spoke, Bar's thoughts raced with plans and contingencies. His priority remained securing his safety and awaiting the arrival of his boss, hoping they would resolve his predicament. As they awaited Bar's response, Luke and Seelan were taken aback by the unexpected intervention of Granny Nema, the village's elder, known for her wisdom and unconventional recommended job. Her appearance in the situation added a layer of intrigue and uncertainty. Luke and Seelan exchanged astonished glances as Granny Nema calmly requested access to Bar's cell. Her presence brought a mixture of concern for her safety from Seelan, who urged caution. With a serene smile, Nema reassured them, hinting at her own past innocence and understanding of human nature. Her request to open the cell door was met with cautious compliance, accompanied by Seelan's watchful gaze. Approaching Bar with a gentle demeanor, Nema engaged him in an unexpected tactic, encouraging him to think of his mother and the sacrifices she made for him. Bar, despite his inner amusement at her approach, decided to play along, feigning remorse and vulnerability. Seelan, ever perceptive, voiced her skepticism, warning Nema not to be deceived by Bar's act. However, Nema remained unfazed, swiftly transitioning her strategy. She made a surprising move, smashing Bar's lil bro right away, signaling a shift in the interaction. Her tone turned serious as she continued her interrogation, now challenging Bar with a directness that caught him off guard. Her words carried weight, emphasizing the gravity of the situation and the potential consequences. Turning to Luke and Seelan, Nema suggested preparing for any potential repercussions while she pursued her method of extracting information from Bar. Her calm confidence and unconventional approach left Luke and Seelan uncertain yet willing to trust in her experience. Standing at the village gate, Doriel, the formidable leader of the bandit gang, surveyed the surroundings with a mix of anticipation and determination. His gaze swept over the settlement that Bar had mentioned, sizing up the potential for plunder and chaos. Among the gang members, unease began to spread as they realized something was amiss. Their attempts to communicate with Bar were repeatedly interrupted, leaving them in the dark about his exact location and plans. Voices of frustration and doubt emerged among the gang members. One condemned Bar as unreliable, prone to disappearing when needed most. Another, growing impatient, suggested eavesdropping on the village to gather intelligence before launching an assault. Doriel, however, dismissed their concerns with a commanding voice, cutting through the dissent. His confidence in brute force was unwavering, believing sheer strength would suffice to overpower any resistance. With a powerful swing of his axe, he shattered the village gate, clearing the path for his bandits to charge in. As they stormed into the village expecting chaos and terror, the bandits were surprised by an eerie silence that greeted them instead. Confusion rippled through their ranks as they encountered empty streets and no signs of panic or resistance. Perplexed by the unexpected calm, one bandit voiced their confusion aloud, wondering about the strange building in front of them. Another speculated nervously about Bar's role in the unfolding silence, raising doubts about whether their approach had been compromised or misinformed. Luke observed the intruders from his information window, watching as they gathered inside the village. Without hesitation, He spent 30 village points to create a water moat, a trench filled with water designed to trap and immobilize the intruders. The moat took shape beneath them, and water began to rise, gradually submerging the unsuspecting bandits, leaving them struggling and shouting in panic. Caught off guard by the sudden transformation of the ground beneath them, one intruder yelled out in confusion and fear, realizing they were now trapped in freezing water. Another urged his companions to escape before it was too late, fearing for their lives as the ice began to encase them. Seeing the success of their defense strategy, Seelan couldn't help but express her satisfaction. The plan had worked flawlessly, incapacitating the intruders without anyone getting hurt. Berlit echoed her relief, grateful that they had managed to neutralize the threat swiftly and effectively. Impressed by the teamwork and strategic thinking displayed, the villagers praised the coordinated effort as genius, acknowledging the village's ability to handle such threats with precision. However, amidst their celebration of victory, the atmosphere tensed as Doriel, the gang's imposing leader, unexpectedly appeared behind Seelan, casting a shadow over their moment of triumph. As Doriel, the imposing leader of the bandits, lifted his axe and prepared to strike, the tension in the village reached a critical point. His furious accusation towards Seelan, the one who had devised the icy trap, echoed through the air, revealing his sharp awareness and determination. Seelan, always quick-witted and agile in combat, intercepted Doriel's attack with deft skill, her movements a testament to her years of training and experience. Despite his brute strength and relentless assault, she managed to evade each swing with calculated precision, her focus unwavering even under the pressure of Doriel's aggression. Beside them, Berlit observed the duel with a mixture of admiration and concern. It was clear to him that Doriel posed a formidable challenge, matching Seelan blow for blow in their intense exchange. The realization struck Berlit deeply, acknowledging the stakes of the confrontation unfolding before him. Meanwhile, Luke, the village head, assessed the escalating threat with urgency. He recognized the critical moment when Seelan's concentration on maintaining the icy moat began to wane under the strain of combat. Knowing the vulnerability this posed, he swiftly formulated a plan to contain the remaining bandits who threatened to exploit this opening. Before Luke could issue his decisive command to his fellow villagers, a bandit who had managed to break free from the icy trap seized the opportunity to launch a surprise attack on the village. The sudden turn of events heightened the urgency of their predicament, amplifying the chaos and danger unfolding in the heart of their once peaceful sanctuary.